Now, you have only configured the exam, but you have not actually created any questions yet. So we'll just go ahead and click on the final exam or the name of the exam that you have created, and then you can set here and select edit quiz. Now, so when you edit the quiz, you are given the option to actually start a new question, not from the question bank, but starting a question from scratch. But as I said in the previous part of this video, that it's always advantageous to create questions from the question bank. So since we have already created questions from the question bank, we're going to go ahead and select add from the question bank. And here I have here different types of questions. Now, it really is up to you how you're going to create categories, as what was discussed in the earlier part of the video as well. So you can create categories based on the type of questions or based on the topic. So I have here CSS, HTML. I have separated the multiple choice and the true or false questions. I have questions for JavaScript and Python, but that's a mixture of different types of exams. So it's really up to you on how you manage your classroom. So let's just say that you want to generate questions, 10 questions for HTML, 10 for JavaScript, and 10 for Python. So let's just select HTML. Now in this case here, you could actually select the specific questions that you want to add, or you could choose the other type of inserting questions, which is add a random question. So in the previous option, if you choose add from question bank, you could specifically indicate which question you want to include in your exam. But if you want to create randomized questions, you can choose add from question bank. And here, say for example, I want to create or extract 10 questions about JavaScript. So I have here 26 questions. So the number after the name of your category indicates the number of questions that you have prepared, or the number of questions that you have in your question bank on that particular category. So I have 26 here. So you can specify the number of random questions you want to extract from that question bank. So in my case, let's say I only want to extract 10 out of 26, and these are random questions, which means to say that each of your individual students will have different 10 questions from or out of the 26. And just select add random question. So you have here 10 random questions about JavaScript. So you don't see the questions because this is randomized. So you can try and select see questions, but this may not necessarily be the exact question that will be given the next time you open it. Alright, so you have now 10 questions about JavaScript, and let's say that I also want to add another 10 questions using Python. So I'll just indicate here 10. Alright, and then so I have now Python questions, and then I will also indicate another random questions on HTML from the multiple choice category, and that will also be 10. Alright, so now I have 30 questions in my quiz. So since each and every item has been configured to have a specific marks, in my case I have 1 point each question. You have here total of marks is 30, and of course the maximum grade should be changed here to 30. Alright, so as you can see here, aside from that, you also have an option to shuffle. So that means to say that these questions here may also be shuffled. So that means that first questions are supposed to be JavaScript, and then 10 questions for Python, and then another 10 from HTML. But in this case, since you have shuffled them, it may have different types of questions, HTML, Python, and CSS jumbled together. So you may or you may not activate the shuffle. So in this case, because I don't want to have questions on JavaScript and HTML and Python mixed together. I don't want to shuffle them, because anyway each of these questions are already randomized from my question bank, which means that students who are sitting next to each other will have very small chances of having the same questions already. Alright, so that's 30 questions already, so you can save that, and you have here repaginate. Now, so that means to say, is it 10 questions per page or 1 question per page? You can set that here. Just select go, and then so this means that you have page 1 having 10 questions on JavaScript, page 2 will have 10 questions on Python, and you have page 3 with another 10 questions on HTML. And so you can go ahead, save that, and then you can go back to settings, edit settings, and you can set here for the timing. You can double check that. So since we came up with only 30 questions, you have 30 minutes, or if you want to only give them because this will give them 1 minute per question. If you want to give them like only 30 seconds per question, then that would be only 15 minutes for this quiz. And just review all the settings that you made. You only want to allow 1 attempts per student, or 1 attempt per student. And then here you have new page for every 10 questions. And save that again. Alright, and let's just add here honesty is the best policy, or whatever codes and instructions you want to put here. Like this is a 30 item quiz. You are only given, although they will actually be able to see this, you'll only be given 15 minutes, after which all open attempts will be submitted. Good luck. You can also inform them that you are only 1 attempt per student is allowed, and then you can say check or you can specify it here specifically. This quiz opens on November 7 at 1 p.m. and closes at 12:59 p.m. on November 8. Good luck. Alright, so you can set display description on course page, and save and return to course. And so this is how it will look like on your students. This is the number of students that you have, 27, and you will see the number of attempts that were made. So of course, don't forget to unhide this section once you are ready to give this to your students. So this will make giving the exam a lot easier, because the moment they are done taking the exam, because you have already configured what is the correct answer for each of those questions, there is no need anymore for you to check the questions or the test papers individually. You just have to access your CMS or LMS in order to get the total score for each student. So good luck everyone in implementing this.